For some time now, America's transportation infrastructure has been in need of a serious facelift.
The roads and bridges are crumbling. Our infrastructure gets about a total grade D. And we can't compete in a global economy unless we have the right platform, which is our infrastructure, to get our goods to market and get them out globally.
Thanks to the efforts of the IUOE and other labor groups, Congress last year passed a $120 billion transportation bill, preserving jobs on existing projects nationwide for 2 years. But that will only scratch the surface.
The challenge is going to be, are we going to have enough skilled people? We have the training facilities to do it. We also have the network of local unions to be able to supply the needed manpower to a specific location.
In 2017, this is what the $4.3 billion Transbay Transit Center will look like. It's being called the Grand Central Station of the West, a modern regional transit hub connecting 9 Bay Area counties and the state of California through 11 separate transit systems, and one day offering high-speed rail service between San Francisco and LA.
It's over 1 million gross square feet in size. We're also building a new neighborhood surrounding the station with a number of high-rises that will accommodate residential units, commercial, and office development. We're going to be providing construction jobs during the life of the construction of the facility, and we're going to be providing permanent jobs once the new facility is up and running.
I would say there's over 100 operators on the job total, but for us there's at least 40 guys, and every guy has a certain task.
We're drilling 250 feet into the earth and loading the holes with concrete and in some cases rebar.
This is a new method of drilling, new way of doing these deep, large diameter shafts. Back in the old days, we didn't have the kind of equipment that could do this. Now the technology, we can do this kind of work. It's going to open doors, big doors.
Well, being in the union, that's one of the main priorities, is making sure that all the union employees are trained. They send you up once a year for 2 weeks out of the year to extend your training on the different pieces of equipment out there so that when you're out there on a job, you know what you're doing.
If you're an operator, I expect you to know what you're doing. Especially if you're an excavator operator, I expect you to know how to dig a trench and slope a trench. You wouldn't be out here if you didn't.
The importance of the training that the operating engineers go through is that it provides for quality operating engineers as well as engineers that will provide safety to our construction job site. And safety, as you know, is paramount to a project of this scale.
And just building infrastructure and things that we need, like when they built the Hoover Dam and the Golden Gate Bridge, it was during the Depression. Everybody's like, we don't need that now, the country's broke. But now look how we're using those things,
I think it's an honor to be on this job. This is the Transbay Transit Center. This is the Grand Central Station of the West Coast.
Outside the nation's capital in Northern Virginia, Metro Rail is nearing completion of Phase 1 of an eventual 23-mile line that will connect downtown Washington with Dulles International Airport. With the Bechtel Corporation at the helm and under a project labor agreement, this multi-billion-dollar project will ease traffic congestion and has already been a boon to the local economy.
This job had about 5 million man-hours of direct hire work for the Bechtel operations, about 7.5 million man-hours as a total project.
This project at its peak had 140 operating engineers on it. The project had over 100 operators for a period of about 3 years.
Our cranes went from everywhere from a 50-ton RT to a 550-ton DMEG heavy lift crane on the project. So we had the gamut. We had excavation equipment. We had pile driving operations. As a project, we were quite diverse on the type of equipment we used on this project.
We have had a pretty good level of infrastructure projects that have currently been going on in our area. And during the ramp up for those projects, we went through the process of using all the tools at our disposal to man the projects and to train for the advent of projects in the future.
One of the major issues that we had on the job was the tightness of the operation. We had an 11-mile long job that was only 55 feet wide. So we had to have operators that could work in small locations and work in an urban setting was a major issue for us. So the operators had to be well skilled.
Today we had 3 crews working with us, plus we have sidewalk and live traffic on 2 sides of us. We have to watch for pedestrians. You have to have the training, plus the signal person has to know what they're doing, your rigging people have to know what they're doing. It takes a lot, but it all comes together.
I can tell you that there were some what we call quick calls, where we would call up the office and ask them if we could get us a heavy crane operator the next day. I think they met our needs every time we made our crusher operators on this project. It was never an issue that I could not get a person.
We're pretty proud of being able to deliver the skilled labor that was needed for this project. When labor pulls together and works as a partner with the contractor, that we can deliver a project on time, safe, and within budget.
We help communities building things for them, make the roadways better. We're building bridges. I love my job.
But our work in transportation infrastructure isn't limited to the lower 48 states. Such projects are booming in Canada, and union operating engineers are right in the thick of it.
As far as the Windsor Parkway goes, it started in 2011. We have approximately, it could range from 150 to 200 operators.
The Windsor Parkway project, officially the Right Honorable Herb Gray Parkway, is just across the border from Detroit in Windsor, Ontario. This $1.4 billion project is scheduled to be completed next year.
It's about an 11-kilometer project, and we're basically taking the existing road and lowering it about 7 meters and putting in about 11 tunnels, 15 bridges, putting in more than 300 acres of park. We have more than 20 kilometers of trail that's being built. So it's a huge project in this area.
Once this project is completed, there's supposed to be a proposed construction of a bridge and also a Canadian inspection bridge plaza.
Well, I'm actually quite excited about it. It's been pretty quiet in Windsor for the last 6-7 years, and this is a huge project. It puts lots of people to work, and it's going to definitely improve the traffic around here. The trucks have been backed up for years, and so hopefully this gets the trucks across to the States quicker.
If you want to be efficient in the job, you want to make sure you have operators know what they're doing. It helps you do things faster, and we found the operators thus far on this project have helped us in that regard.
We have a training campus in Oakville, Ontario, which is our head office, and you get training for mobile crane, tower crane, pumpcretes.
I've learned a lot being in the operators. There's been training available through the unions that given to me and even my family, some members of my family, and it's very, very helpful, and the training is very beneficial.
Contributing to this project, it's going to create better transportation throughout the city of Windsor.
Definitely makes me feel great to be on the Parkway project. It's definitely something that's going to go in the books. I don't know, it's a great thing to be a part of for sure.
Transportation infrastructure, it's our work. And whether it's now or in the future, union operating engineers are ready.